while ago, about half an hour ago, and something very interesting happened to me. Now, I was traveling with Aeromexico from Mexico City to London, and I've actually been out in Mexico City, actually in the country of Mexico, for 7 months. I was doing a health course, and I was also researching about grow boxes, because we're seeing the prices of food going up with inflation, with the sanctions that are being placed on Russia. And I think food's going to be a really big issue moving forward. So you really need to stock up on food, folks. Start growing your own food, start stocking up on food. I would say at least like 6 months, maybe 2 years worth. But yeah, I was investigating grow boxes because I want to help people grow their own food. So I visited a company where they manufacture them, and people are growing their own food, which is fantastic. However, there are a lot of people going to Mexico right now. There are people from Canada, especially because places like Canada, Australia, they've become totalitarian states now. There's no rule of law anymore. Democracy's been thrown out the window. And a lot of people are going to Mexico because they feel that Mexico offers hope. Mexico, the rules are lax. You can go in. You don't need a vaccine. You don't need an injection. You don't need a test. You don't need to quarantine. So I came back with Aeromexico straight to London, and I was challenged on the flight. Where's your mask? Please wear a mask. The rules are you have to wear a mask. This is Aeromexico, right? Now, I said to the crew, I'm exempt. I'm exempt from wearing a mask. I actually have an exemption card. They said, well, please present your doctor's letter. And I said, well, actually, doctors don't write medical exemption letters, from my understanding. But I have an exemption card, and it's in my suitcase, and I'm exempt. So they wouldn't accept that. And they said, well, sir, you're going to need to wear the mask, otherwise we'll stop the flight. And then I said, oh, yeah, let me dig it out, blah, blah, blah. And then they came back later. It's further into the flight. And I wasn't wearing my mask, still wasn't wearing my mask. And they said, right, we will call the police. We will call the police on you. We will connect with ground crew, and we'll call the police. So I said, okay, yeah, that's fine. So we landed. The police came on board. 6 armed police came onto the Aeromexico plane. This is absolutely bonkers. And they came over. I'm wearing a T-shirt today. I'll just show you, say no to the mandatory V. So I strongly recommend you get one of these. You can probably find them on eBay. They're pretty great. And it sparks up conversation with people. People are like, oh, hey, yeah, you're awake to the whole, yep, I certainly am. I've got to be careful what I say here so I don't get completely scrubbed off YouTube. I got a strike the other week for my interview with my 5G, anti-5G friend, Mark Steele. So anything he puts out, immediately scrubbed, because he's really on it with a lot of things. But anyway, back to the plane situation. So they escorted me off the plane. 6 armed police officers, British police officers. They came off the plane with me and they said, okay, we'd like to hear your side of the story. No hurry, take your time. They're actually very civilized, very polite. And I just sat down for a second and I said, look, I'm actually exempt. I've got an exemption card. And they said, well, the best thing would be to do is just carry it in your hand luggage next time. And then, I had it in my check-in luggage. I didn't have it with me. They said, if you carry it in your hand luggage, they're not taking any measures. They could ban you from the airline, but they haven't done so. But, we understand your situation. Very reasonable, very reasonable. Not like we saw the police with the lockdown protest in Trafalgar Square, these riot police. And apparently, one of the passengers approached me afterwards. He said, that's absolutely bonkers. What happened to you? And he said he heard the police officer come onto the plane and say, why are we wasting our time? So this is it. Some of the police, they're on our side. They know what's going on. I mean, we've got 20 million people who have not had the medical intervention. They haven't taken the V in the UK. This is government UK data. So, but in Mexico, we're looking at 95%. I've been speaking with them like day in, day out while I've been over there, while I've been researching, doing my investigations. I met a doctor there who sells the 5G pendants. I'm still in talks with him. that help to reduce the radiation exposure. But I'm really concerned about food right now. So people need to stock up on 2 years, I'd say 6 months to 2 years supply of food. Start dehydrating your food. Start growing your food, start a victory garden. This is what people did years ago, because we can't rely on these big companies, these chains, the government, they don't give a damn about us. That's the bottom line. So people really need to prepare. And it's all about back to basics. The UK is now a service, the service industry dominates the UK, the finance industry. It's about time we got our hands dirty. We started reconnecting with the earth. So anyway, the police let me go, and I was with them for like about 4 minutes, and they were perfectly reasonable. And I'm looking around me here now, and I don't see a lot of people wearing masks, which is fantastic. Here we go. These guys are not wearing masks. They like to get their oxygen. So it's fantastic. Mexico, so many people are masked up. There are shops, they will refuse you service for not wearing the masks. All the supermarkets, many of these convenience stores, they'll refuse you service. They'll have these big plastic visors up. Even though states in Mexico have dropped the mask requirement, like what's happened in the UK, they're still enforcing it. And it's almost like they have like an attachment to the mask, And there are locals who haven't had the V, the medical intervention, but they're very, very far and few between. And what I've noticed is the main difference is that in the UK, we have a culture more of critical thinking where we question authority, and we have a history of rights. We had the Magna Carta, we had democracy evolved over here. And sure, while it's not perfect now, the UK in many ways is a lot freer. So this is the thing, and 20 million Brits apparently have not taken the V. So that was on the government website. I read that recently. So all I'd say is just, encourage critical thinking. It's here and it's healthy in the UK, while a lot of people are still following, believe in the agenda. There is still a lot of people here who have got an open mind and who know what's going on and who won't accept tyranny getting out of hand. But that's the thing. With these other countries like Mexico, like Vietnam, where I visited before, I gave some talks about 5G and the mark, where you can't buy or sell without the mark. There are a lot of people just follow. I got shouted at in the street for not wearing a mask, for going into the shop, not wearing a mask. The people are very obedient. And it's in these countries where people will be obedient, where if you are not following the line, you will not get much sympathy, not just from the people, from the police, maybe in the prison system, So I think Mexico is great for growing food all year round, but there are water problems, water availability in Mexico. It's a mixed kettle of fish. So I know a lot of people are going there, they're saying, oh, it's great, but we don't have this history. We don't have the Reformation never really happened in Mexico. We don't have this Protestant ethics, they're largely Catholic. It's a different belief system, and you get on the bus, you see like a crucifix with Jesus on, and next to it you'll see a dream catcher. So yeah, it's really good to be back. I'm in Heathrow Terminal 3 right now, and I'm looking forward to catching up with everybody. And I just say, oh, hey there, all right, got a fan, hey there. I'm talking about. Thank you. I'm talking about how we need to remain mask-free.
Yes.
And have critical thinking.
Great man,
Thank you. Oh, do you know me? Are you a subscriber?
Yes.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah.
Where are you from?
London.
London?
Yeah.
5G awareness?
Yes.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
See,
That's
small
a
world.
coincidence. Wow.
We
Oh,
do a
thanks for
lot
saying
of flying,
that.
my daughter does. So we
Do you? I've just come from Mexico. So I was just mentioning to people that over there, I got escorted off the plane by the police for not wearing a mask. Today, literally when I got in, and I've got all my stuff with me, it's all okay. But I just said to them I was exempt on the plane, and they said, no, mask. And I'm like, no, I'm exempt, but the exempt card's in my checked-in suitcase.
That's not good.
And they just weren't having it.
So
Yeah.
What did you do then?
What was that?
How did you get on in the end? Or did you
Oh,
get
so I got
back?
escorted off, and they were just 3-4 minutes. They're like, look, we understand. Next time, bring it on with you. And apparently one of the police officers got on the plane, and he said, why are we wasting our time? One of the passengers overheard. So that says it all, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's
so
just
really
annoying.
interesting.
Oh, well, good luck. Keep up
Thank
the
you
good
so
work.
much. I'm going to say goodbye to everybody.
Bye.
And stay well.
See you
Yeah.
later. Bye.
Yeah, take care. What's your name? Sorry.